And welcome back to another episode, COVID Questions with Clients. And today we have Renee joining us again. And Renee's going to help us on some questions that we're getting from California. One of the things that's going on right now is a lot of states are looking at what's going on with their rules and how they can either help employers or help employees. And in California, Renee, they have something called the Families' Rights Act, which is similar to the FMLA, if people are familiar with that. Why don't you kind of explain to everyone, is this going to give more job protection and leave to those employees that have COVID?
Exactly, Brad. So a new California Senate bill is really changing the landscape for employers across the state in terms of job protected leaves of absence for employees. Under the California Family Rights Act and its federal counterpart, which we all know as FMLA, traditional FMLA and the California Rights Act would require the employer to have 50 or more employees within a 75-mile radius to be governed by either of those acts, and then afford job protected leave of up to 12 weeks unpaid leave to their employees. But effective as of January 1st of next year, Senate Bill 1383 in California is expanding job protected leave to employers with only 5 or more employees. And this is really significant because, as we all know, this will affect thousands of employers, including many of our clients. So under this new Senate bill, which takes effect next year, any employer with 5 or more employees must offer up to 12 weeks of unpaid job protected leave to their employees for qualifying reasons, either being the birth of a child, an adoption or fostering a new child, or the serious illness of the employee or that employee's family member. And importantly, what this new Senate bill is actually doing, in addition to expanding the leave, they're also expanding the definition of family member so that now family member includes a child, a grandparent, a grandchild, a sibling, a spouse, or a domestic partner. So if you have an employee who has an illness themselves, or they have a sick family member and that family member fits into that criteria, that employee is going to be allowed up to 12 weeks of unpaid job protected leave.
And I think the important thing is what you just said. I mean, this is a relatively new law, and how they actually end up enforcing this is something we'll have to keep watching. And I think the other piece is that this does not come, although the law has been enacted or signed, it has not been enacted where the employers have to follow it yet.
Correct. Yes.
And Michael, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I would just suggest, with it coming down in just a few months, that now's the time to start looking at your employee handbook. And a lot of our clients, that are maybe have 5 to 10 employees, don't even have handbooks, and this kind of raises the stakes, and I think makes it almost a must-have as opposed to something that would be beneficial. And then, of course, if you have COVID-related policies, you got to look at those as well to make sure that that's consistent with this new law.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think for today, that's all the time we have. But Renee, thanks for joining us as usual. And
thanks for having me.
And Michael, I'll see you in the next one.
Sounds good.